What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here with your second stimulus check update, and stocks are crashing again. We're seeing a record drop day. This is just as I said a few days ago, what I predicted if they didn't get stimulus passed. And as we're now seeing a record 4 out of 5 days, all-time new virus highs, or at least tying the old record. 4 to 5 days have now tied or broken the all-time single-day record of new virus cases. I'm going to give you all the details of it in this video. But first, don't forget to give this video a like down below. It really helps out our channel. And if you're new here, make sure to subscribe down below so you don't miss out on second stimulus check update videos and election news. Stocks are crashing again as the Dow Jones Stock Index drops over 800 points again today after having dropped 650 points just a few days ago, and the few days in between also being down. We are now going on 4 or 5 days of being down every single day. The Dow Jones Index, actually, at the time of this filming, is actually down almost 900 points, 877 points, and it's still going lower at this point. These are large drops. A almost 900 point drop, as you can see here in this graph, actually puts it in like the top 15 worst point drop days ever. So 879 points is the 15th worst drop point-wise that we have ever had in the Dow Jones Index ever. Now, this is by points. Of course, the stock market's so high that it's not quite by percentage. But as you can see, this day, the 15th worst drop was from February 25th of 2020 this year. And the craziest part is about this, if you look at both the largest daily point drops and daily point gains, 2020 literally has over, what is that, about 75% of the largest daily drops ever and the largest daily point gains ever. These are statistics forever, and 75% of them are from 2020. Hey, yeah, it's just been that kind of year. As you can see, we had a drop of 3,000 points back on March 16th. March 12th was another 2,300 points, and March 9th was another 2,000 points. We literally lost about, what is that, 8,000 points in the matter of 1 week earlier this year. And I mentioned this in my stock video that I did a few days ago in this thumbnail right here, that I expect to see this continue if they do not pass a stimulus before the election, or if President Donald Trump doesn't step up and pass a stimulus check through a presidential executive order. I think this is going to continue to happen all the way until the election. And then I think if Joe Biden wins, I think we're going to continue to see even further losses because he does want to raise taxes on corporations, and raising taxes on corporations will make the stock market drop even more. I do not think that is priced in at this point because I think it's pretty much impossible to tell if you're putting your personal feelings about who you personally want to win in the election. I don't think there's any way to actually predict who is going to win at this point. Now, the only good news about this is that when the stock market crashes like this, Congress and the Fed tend to step in to pass more stimulus and to basically buoy the economy. President Donald Trump personally takes the stock market and how the stock market has done through his presidency as a personal indicator of how good he has done as a president and how good the economy has done. He has referenced it probably over 100 times since he has been president, basically comparing the stock market to how good America is doing. I know a lot of you guys would differ on that, saying the stock levels don't really mean much to you, but to President Donald Trump, it does mean a lot. I wish he would just step in and pass a stimulus check through a presidential executive order before the election, get that stimulus check out, and then after the election, we can work on the stimulus package, which will probably have another stimulus check, the unemployment checks, the money for mortgage and rental assistance, money for schools, money for the virus, and everything else that we need in that larger package. In fact, just last night, President Donald Trump says that after the election, he wants to pass what he calls a big, beautiful stimulus package. So let's hope that they can get that passed afterwards. I think it would be better to see a stimulus check passed through a presidential executive order now. Let's get that out now. Let's get that money flowing. Let's get it flowing to you guys, to the Americans, and to the economy. At least we get something going now. Then they can work on the stimulus package afterwards, which has a stimulus check in there. So probably would mean a second, or should I say a third check at that point, with the unemployment money and all the other stuff in that package. Ultimately, the package is a lot more helpful than just a stimulus check to both Americans and the economy. Nancy Pelosi released a press release late last night to update us on what is going on right now. She says, "Dear Democratic colleague, for a long time now, congressional Democrats have laid out a strategic plan to crush the virus." The White House and Mitch McConnell have resisted, and on Sunday, Mark Meadows told us why, saying, quote, "We're not going to control the pandemic." She says, "From hoax to hundreds of thousands dead, the White House has failed miserably, not by accident, but by decision. Now we know why they resisted science at the expense of lives, livelihoods, and the life of our democracy. Again, it was a decision to do so." This is what Nancy Pelosi is saying. Today, the blowback from Mark Meadows' confession made it imperative that the president to declare, quote, "After the election, we will get the best stimulus package you have ever seen." The president's words only have meaning if he and Mitch McConnell take their hand off the pause button. This week, we continue to put pen to paper with our thanks to our committee chairs for their mastery and legislation and loyalty to American working families. She's talking about their writing the actual stimulus package, writing the actual final wording. "Thanks for your leadership for the people. Stay well." Signed, Nancy Pelosi. Let me know what you think down below in the comments about Nancy Pelosi's words. Question also I have is, do you think Nancy Pelosi is more to blame, or do you think the White House, President Donald Trump, and the Republicans, such as Mitch McConnell, are more to blame? In fact, a recent study finds that slightly more voters blame President Donald Trump and the GOP, which is the grand old party, aka the Republicans, for lack of a stimulus deal. Voters blame President Donald Trump and congressional Republicans slightly more than their Democratic counterparts over the inability of Washington to reach a new virus relief package before Election Day, according to a new survey. 45% of voters said they chiefly blame President Donald Trump and Republicans in Congress for the stimulus impasse, while 40% said they blame congressional Democrats and Nancy Pelosi. 15% said they were unsure or had no opinion. So, what is your opinion? It's crazy that we're such a divided nation where literally half of the country thinks one thing and the other half of the country thinks it's completely the other person's fault. It's almost like we're not one country. It's almost like we're divided into two countries. As you heard Nancy Pelosi say there, President Donald Trump says a stimulus deal will happen after the election. The question is, will he pass a stimulus check through a presidential executive order before the election? I personally think he should do it. I personally think it's a gray area, but I think he can do it. Whether the Democrats challenge it or not is a different story, but they didn't challenge the last one from the unemployment executive order. That brings me back to a moment from that I laugh. I laugh about things that Nancy Pelosi and President Donald Trump say all the time. Nancy Pelosi saying "crush the virus," and that brings me back to what President Donald Trump said during the debate. Or actually, I think it was during the second debate, the town hall. The interviewer, I can't remember what it's from, but it's from one of those interviews. They asked President Donald Trump, and they said, "Why haven't you passed stimulus? You're the president." And you could see his face go like this, and he goes, "Because of Nancy Pelosi." Because of Nancy Pelosi is the first thing out of his mind or out of his mouth. And the other thing that makes me laugh too is when they talk to him about the virus and he say, "It's not the American people's fault. This virus came from China. It came from China." I think about those all the time, and as I think about Nancy Pelosi saying, "We got to crush the virus," and then I hear my wife say it from the other room, "Crush the virus." Speaking of Nancy Pelosi, here she is.
Okay.
You're like a blonde Nancy Pelosi.
Okay.
Do you go to the same hairdresser that she does?
I do not.
I don't know. That's debatable.
Yeah, okay.
I swear in that video where she was getting her hair done during,
I was there?
yeah, you were
Oh.
there. Like she walked by and then you walked by and I'm like, I know that chick. So let me ask you, Laurel, who do you think is more to blame? Do you think it's Nancy Pelosi and the Democrats? I don't even know if I could blame the rest of the Democrats. I feel like it's just Nancy Pelosi and the Democrats. Or do you think it's the Republicans with Steve Mnuchin, President Donald Trump, and Mitch McConnell? Who do you think is more to blame? Can you pick a side?
Nancy.
Do you think Nancy held up the negotiations on purpose?
Yes. Because she loathes President Trump and doesn't want him to win.
She did.
And I feel that she is completely full of SHIT because she all her speeches, oh, the people, they're hungry, they're dying, they need help. Well, if they need help, then why aren't you making a deal? Because she is a
Well, there you go. One woman's opinion. Let me know what you think down below in the comments. Let me ask you this. Do you think that Steve Mnuchin didn't get them the language back over the last week because do you think there's a reason they didn't get the language back? Do you think they're going to try to do a stimulus check through an executive order? Or why didn't they get him the language back over the last week?
Well, first, I know that the whole Republican Party doesn't want to, they feel like we've already given her enough concessions. I feel like the Republicans were pushing back really hard on Steve Mnuchin and Trump. We know that they said that it wouldn't pass and all this, and they were mad at Donald Trump for giving her almost everything she asked for. So
And she still didn't make a deal.
yeah, so I don't know what the deal is with not getting the wording back. For all we know, they could have got the wording back. I don't know.
Well, I guess we'll find out here as we get closer to election day what's going to happen. Without further ado, let's get to our newest clue of what's in the box.
Today's clue is the item in the box was purchased in the future.
One more time.
The item in the box was purchased in the future.
And how many more clues do we have left? I don't think so. I think we just have one more clue left.
One more.
So it looks like the final clue will be tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And
That will announce the winner at the 3 p.m. video tomorrow to make sure that everybody can get their final guess in time for us to look at the answers.
And if you've guessed correctly at any point, that enters you in.
Right,
So
yeah.
you don't have to it doesn't have to be your final guess that is the correct one. So
Basically, we search all the comments using search terms of what the answer is, and it shows us every single time somebody commented the correct answer. So that's how we sort through them.
So if you want to guess what's in the box, just comment down below. If you're picked as one of the two people that were randomly picked, you could receive $125 from us. And yeah, we're going to be picking the winners here very soon. So vote now. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel so you don't miss out on new videos. You can click on this top video here to watch my newest stimulus check videos next. And this video teaches you how to start a business selling products on Amazon FBA. I have dozens of students that have replaced their entire 9-to-5 income, and we teach them how to do that. Click on one of those videos to watch them next. Thanks, guys, and I will see you
in the next video.